Romanticize the place you live until it becomes the place you want to be.
Today I want to take you on a magical tour. My perfect day in Yorkshire. A day full of writing, exploring, and just daydreaming. So here we are. Welcome to the magical place called Yorkshire. There's nothing better than waking up and making yourself a good old Yorkshire tea when you're in Yorkshire. It's funny, while I'm writing this, that I'm so zen and chilled out in a place of strangerless fields, because 1 year ago I was in Melbourne. I was feeding off the stories of the street, and I couldn't imagine myself anywhere else than in a city full of 1,000 stories happening every day. And yet, here I am, out in the country, a strangerless place, full of fields and nature and dogs and green grass. It took me a while for my mind to get used to the quiet after coming from so much noise. And most of the literature that I read came and was borrowed from the cities. I think if travel gave me anything, if it gave me any gift or present, I think the greatest of them all is to appreciate the place I came from. Travel gave me distance far enough and long enough to develop a new set of eyes. So when I return to the place I came from, I can look in awe at how beautiful the place is through the romantic eyes of a foreigner who's looking at a place for the first time as if it's magical. It takes a while to learn how to find poetry in different places, because every place has a unique soul, and great travel writing will reflect that soul. It will shine through your words. I looked down to the ground after playing with the dog, and I looked at the grass and stared at it for a little while. And as I looked longer and longer, I saw an army of ants running around through the grass, and as I looked closer and closer, I could see more and more and more. And if I glanced at the grass, I would never see the ants, I would only see grass. But if I took a little longer to look and truly see the grass, I would see the ants. And sitting there, I thought, how poetic. If you stay in one place long enough, stories will come out like woodlice in woodwork. And if you just look for that much longer and concentrate, you will see poetry everywhere. After having a tea and doing a bit of writing, I decided to take the dog out for a walk because, well, I got a bit stuck for words. So I took the dog out for a walk. I called the dog Dog because my granddad calls the dog Dog. And we had a horse and we called the horse Horse. That's how we are. And as I was taking the dog for a walk towards the cornfields, she kept running off when I least wanted her to. And I could see her outline swishing and swashing through the corn, and occasionally her head would pop up. As I watched her, a wild child, free as a bird, I thought, she's a little bit like my mind. Because here she is. I'm stroking her, she's having a good time, and before I know it, she's off again, running into the cornfield where I can't see her, just like my thoughts, just like my words. And when I least expect her to come back, she comes back, just like my thoughts, just like my words. Because sometimes I can sit at the computer for hours and hours and hours, and nothing comes. Just like the dog in the cornfield, hidden away where I can't see her, and then boop, the words come back before bed, or when I'm eating dinner, or when I'm busy at work. The words just come back, just like the dog out of the cornfield.
Dog's like a wandering thought. She comes and goes whenever she pleases. Dog! She doesn't listen. Oh, no. Dog, no!
The beauty about Yorkshire is that there is so much beauty everywhere. So much poetry in the way the animals wander. How the pheasants wander in search of a home after harvesting the corn, because the pheasants make nests in the corn, and when harvesting happens, their homes are destroyed and they are left to wander. Just like me, when I'm wandering from place to place on the road, I'm lost like a pheasant looking for a new home. You don't have to be on the farm to find stories, because wherever you are, if you just take a moment to look at the place you are from through the romantic eyes of a foreigner who's looking at the place for the first time, you'll start to see stories because you'll be more interested. And what I'm trying to say is, stories are everywhere, poetry is everywhere, and if you take the time to look, you'll see. And sometimes when I'm feeling a bit iffy or I'm feeling a bit stressed with my mind trying to get words out, I could always go to the river.
So, we're going to go to the secret place, which you have to go through the graveyard to get into. Let's go.
I went to the river with my cousins. It's a long trek through a graveyard where the dead go to rest, through a little path through the forest. And up to a bridge.
There's Ben climbing a tree. It's gonna hurt your feet if you don't wear your shoes.
And then the wall, just here. How? Yeah, I'll make sure. Right along this edge, just here, there's loads of rocks. And if you look over, you can sort of see them. Just here, can you see? Just right down there. Jump out just right there. And then you swim out. Oh, my back! My back quite hard there.
Go on then, you come in.
Watch out then.
And then when you're done, Lucy, put it back in the bag and that's alright.
And when you jump off the bridge, you feel cleansed. What I'm trying to say with this video, to appreciate the place you came from, because I'm sure if I travel to the place where you live, I'll see it as exotic. I'll see it as different, because to me it's new. And when things are new, everything tastes better. So take a moment and take a breath and try to look at the place you are and think how a foreigner would feel, and that will create a whole new wave of appreciation for the place you are right now. Because we aren't on this world forever, so why not cherish the time we are here, and why not cherish the place we are in now? Because now will be a memory. And I'm sure if you look back at this memory that is now, you'll think, ah, that's nice. And if you're having a hard time right now, you'll think, ah, I got through that. So whatever you do, cherish the now. And poetry will spill out everywhere. Have a great day, and if you want to read my prose or poetry, follow me on Instagram at jtheauthor. Keep it cool, take it easy, and rock and roll, stranger. See you next time.